This is gonna be a great video. The title says it all. Now, this video originated because of a slight conversation I had with two of my subscribers. Pause for the cause. Shout out to all my subscribers and to all of you who watch my videos, but especially to my subscribers who support me because of you. You know, recognizing the work I put in, indeed the hard work that I put in this YouTube game. It validates that the work that I do is not in vain. Now, I had a dude ask me to do one aspect, and you know, because he knows I do videos right now. He's like, yo, do one aspect of the One Piece story that would ruin it, pretty much. And you gotta understand the background behind this. I kind of described it. No, I did describe it in the video that's posted before this one, dealing with One Piece, the Sabaody and Water 7 art. You know, they're not masterpieces. Okay. And that one, it was dealing with Dressrosa, and then was dealing with the whole Sabaody, and then all this about, you know, what arcs are good and whatever. And then somehow we got on a discussion about, or it was presented, or he just threw that in there, I forget, about an aspect that he believes would wreck One Piece. And dudes had got me twisted. Now let me deal with this really quickly. I say Shanks shouldn't die. Okay, red hair Shanks should die at the hands of Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach. And I have multiple reasons for saying that, at least 3, if not 5 or 7, but I won't really get into them in this video because it's unimportant in this particular video. And then I was explaining to guys, I was like, no, that wouldn't ruin it. It just depends on how Oda does it. You know, if, for example, right now, Blackbeard, there's no way he can kill Shanks. Absolutely not. That's absurd. But if, for example, if he gets a third devil fruit, you know, because the whole Cerebus concept, maybe he'll get Mythical Zone, you know, Mythical Zone that would complete it. And maybe the Mythical Zone Cerebus, for example. Okay, I'd be cool with that. I wouldn't prefer it, but if he went down like that, that's all, okay, I can accept that. I'm a reasonable guy, I can accept it. That's badass. And it would also show what Luffy has to do, you know, the level. And it would actually also validate that I can see them clashing 3 times between Blackbeard and Luffy. It would validate, you know, maybe Luffy possibly loses once, escape, or whatever, or the clash is interrupted. Blackbeard gets beat down, he powers up, and then the final clash, maybe because of Shanks, but I wouldn't really want it because of Shanks. I want them, Luffy and Shanks. But anyways, that's a whole different discussion. That's why I didn't want to get into it. But yeah, that's my slight thought on that. And I told him, in that case, the 2 dudes, I said, it's really personal preference. It's the writer's preference. For me, anyways, I wouldn't have it go down like that. And I've presented on multiple videos, especially as of recently, how I would want it to go down with Shanks and all the Yonko. It makes the most logical sense to me. But hey, Oda can choose what Oda chooses, and he may not even go down the path that I do. I'm just giving hypotheses and theories based on the data presented before us. Now, and I told him, I can think of, and he asked me for one, I said, nah, forget one. I can come up with 10 aspects that would ruin One Piece. So, here we go. Beginning with number 1. Y'all know I gotta start off with the controversial, right? Kobe becoming Admiral level. Get that mess out of here. Sorry, y'all, if that was a little loud. But that's how pissed. Y'all don't realize how much that pisses me off. I'm gonna try not to go off too long on this point, because there's 9 other ones that need to be addressed. Kobe becoming Admiral level makes absolutely 0 logical and rational sense. Let me repeat that. Him becoming Admiral level makes no sense. Period. Bar none. And Oda does not pull a Kishimoto where the power levels are all screwed up. He didn't pull a Hiro Mashima where the power levels are kind of screwed up. No. This is Oda. Even in the recent chapter, it proved what I've been saying. Okay? In the recent chapter 742, for those who may watch this later. Do y'all realize the level that Kobe started at? Do you realize how much of a gulf? And not only do they say admiral level. No. Let me deal with that after I deal with that possibility of him reaching admiral level. Why it's so damn problematic? Do you realize the level that he started? Do you realize the gulf between him and Luffy? Luffy was already casually beating up captains. The reason he couldn't take doggone smokers because he was a Logia. That's it. Doggone Luffy pre-time skip took down 2 Shichibukai. This is factual stuff here. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. That's what happened. That's what happened. And you trying to sit here and tell me Kobe's all of a sudden you're supposed to be at admiral level? And you say, well, end of the series, time. Just because it might take 10 years in this world, it doesn't mean it'll take 10 years. It might, because I'm actually expecting 2 to 3 years for Luffy to become Pirate King. And maybe like a 5-year time skip. But I still don't give enough time. Look at the level Luffy already said. Look at Zoro. Look at these different ones. Eustace, Captain Kid, and all these ones powerful. And Luffy, people have a hard time believing Luffy's admiral level. Not even above admiral level. Not even in comparison to an admiral. And I say Luffy's admiral level. Post time skip Luffy, mind you. Now I know Luffy's young, but still, come on, man. You want to try to tell me Kobe is supposed to be like a Kizaru? He's supposed to be up there with Kizaru, Aokiji, Akainu pre-time skip? If Kobe gets above Vice Admiral level, I'm calling straight BS on Oda. Straight up. Oda, B to the S to the S. Maybe if this was 25 years down the line, sure, cool. But I'm not expecting One Piece storyline shouldn't be going that long. It shouldn't be doing that much time skipping. It shouldn't. It made no sense. So Kobe, and then people want to say, the Mary, no, get bad writing. People don't understand. Storyline is terrible. Kobe would be waste. He's captain level. And you can say, well, we don't know for certain. Look, the episode where he had Hand Island, if it was the episode of Luffy or whatever the episode was, it was a perfect representation. He's freaking captain level. Get the mess out of here. This dude knows Zoro cool. He's upgraded. Look how Luffy beat the mess out of him. What was that? Back the Aiden's Lobby arc? Luffy beat the mess out of him. Helmeppo got his behind whooped by Zoro. Y'all want to try to sit here and tell me somehow Kobe magically can close guy, but he trained with Garp. Yeah, what's your point? What's your point? Luffy trained with Rayleigh. Is all of a sudden now he's supposed to be on par with Akainu right now? I'm just saying though, Zoro all of a sudden could be easily taking on Aokiji, and those aren't even the top tier. I mean the top of the creme de la creme. We're not talking Yonko level. So guys, get the mess out of here. Get out of here with that foolishness. Don't understand story writing. Number 2, Mihawk being killed by Shiryu. I don't know why people want this whole rivalry thing with Zoro in the sword. Why can't Zoro face off against, for example, Jesus Burgess, the 1st Division commander of the Blackbeard Pirates? I'm not saying he won't face off against Shiryu, but you want Mihawk. Now, let me deal with this whole situation. We're talking about the same Shiryu. I know in the series things change. Blah, blah, blah. Cool, get it. You're talking about the same Shiryu who was on par with Warden Magellan, right? Who actually Magellan beat in prison. Magellan didn't take damage. As far as we know, they fought, right? That's the same Shiryu. You say, oh well, pre-time skip Luffy lost. What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? Exactly. Does that mean Luffy's the same kind of character as Shiryu? We're talking about swordsman. We're talking about Dracula, Hawkeye's Mihawk, the most powerful Shichibukai. The man who sails by himself, mind you. Who sails the seas all by himself. He's a Shichibukai. When have you ever known think about this. What Shichibukai? Understand the position. Let me backtrack it. Understand the position of Shichibukai. We're talking political power, political influence, as well as might. Both. Because not everybody's becoming Shichibukai. We're talking about the man Mihawk, who has the title of what? World's greatest swordsman. We're talking about the same man who had, back in the day, daily duels with Shanks. We're talking about the same man who will not spar with Shanks because he's simply a one-armed swordsman, because it wouldn't be a fair fight. We're talking about Yonko. We're talking about Shanks. Red-haired Shanks. We're talking about Shanks, the man who doggone arguably has the most powerful conqueror's haki. We're talking about Shanks, the man who, by his presence alone, goes and stops a war, an entire war, along with his crew. Shanks. The man Sengoku respected enough to give the bodies of both Whitebeard Edward Newgate and Firefist Porteous the Ace, who allowed to be buried. Shanks, the man who casually clashed with Whitebeard and 100 Beast Kaido. Shanks. The man, last part, the man who had the straw hat passed down to him by none other than the Pirate King, Goldie Roger. And the mentor and man who passed down the straw hat to Straw Hat Monkey D. Luffy. That's Shanks. That's the man who Mihawk can clash with. Now, am I saying he's Shanks' level? Not necessarily. I have him at this point, until we know more, above Admiral level, possibly Yonko level. That's Shanks. I mean, that's Mihawk. Excuse me. But he may be up there. He may be up there. Number 3. Luffy having never killed by the end of the series. If this happens, Oda, I have One Piece at masterpiece level. One Piece level gets, as high as I have it, it'll still be a masterpiece, but it gets dropped down. It gets dropped down. As much as Oda foreshadowed, let me take it back to the roots. Look, we know that they're pirates. Lucky Roo, the first chapter in this episode 4 in the anime, the first chapter, what does Lucky Roo do in the flashback? He comes out straight up, murks a fool. He murks a fool. He murks one of the thieves. One of the mountain bandits, I should say. That's how the series practically starts. People want to talk about Shanks' arm. Lucky Roo just killed a fool. Luffy, then let's look at a couple other elements. What does Luffy, Zoro, and now Usopp have all stated? A pirate is a pirate. We're not heroes. Luffy's morality is highly in question at this moment still. Highly in question. What is his morality? I've begged the question in a video in the past dealing with, is Luffy a new brand of character? Because new kind of character. Because he's neither a hero nor an anti-hero. He's somewhere in the middle. Zoro, you could say, is an anti-hero. Luffy's not an anti-hero. I don't know what Luffy is, to be honest with you. His morality is heavily in question. Not only that, you look at it. Look at all these things. You're telling me, and I've done a video on possible deaths. You're telling me between Doflamingo, Blackbeard, Kaido, Akainu, for example, all of them are coming out alive? Guys who, possibly Big Man, all of them gonna want Luffy, gonna just be allowed to just hang around and sail the seas. You telling me all the pirates in the New World are going to be able to just survive? Luffy kills none of them. When in fact, Luffy was very near to killing Rob Lucci. That is factual. Rob Lucci was unconscious for an extended period of time. Also, Luffy had no qualms if NL or Caesar Clown would have died. Zero qualms if he would have murked them fools. This is factual. What did Trafalgar Law say? Yo, Luffy, your job was to capture the dude. I don't care. I simply wanted to kick his ass because he annoyed me. This is Luffy. And if you've seen my video about the darkness of the New World and deals with Dark King Silver's Rayleigh and how he got the title, as well as with my predictions of what the New World does, Shanks and other people. This is the New World. What did Zoro even say? Zoro was like, yo, Luffy, we can't be playing games anymore. This is the New World. We're gonna die otherwise. So if the Straw Hats are gonna die, you telling me one of the Straw Hats are in danger of death, Luffy's not gonna come in there and murk a fool. And murk means murder, for those who don't understand the reference. Okay? So enough of that foolishness. If that happens, Oda, once again, bringing it down. Especially in the final war, man. We already seen what happened in Marineford. You telling me other people... Come on. Stop it. The fact that Luffy's almost been killed at least half a dozen times? Please. And taken at least a dozen losses? Please. Number 4. Smoker not becoming Prime Garp level end of series. Now this is an interesting one. This is one I thought about, but people got to realize what I'm coming from. First of all, Smoker is the parallel of Garp. It is not Kobe. Get that foolishness out of here. It is Garp. It is Smoker. People say, oh, do not let Punk Hazard fool you. I've done a video on Smoker's abilities. He needs to master his Devil Fruit. He really does. He's at novice kind of level, okay, with his Devil Fruit usage. Smoker need to up his game. And after this loss, after this embarrassing loss, he lost to doggone Law and Vergo, Vice Admiral Vergo. Smoker needs to step up his game, period. Sanji would have kicked his ass. Sanji would have destroyed him. It would have been a tough fight, but Sanji would have destroyed him nonetheless. We don't know. We have zero flashback of how the relationship between Garp and Roger was. And I'm thinking it's not going to be the same, but similar to the way it is, Smoker and Luffy. Remember this. Smoker has had a number of chances to kill Luffy. Or to capture him, but he hasn't yet. For multiple reasons. Now, we know if Smoker's going to end the series as a Marine. We do not. So, who knows? They may not. But Smoker needs to up his game. If he fully masters his Devil Fruit abilities, yeah, I definitely can see him being on some Garp level. And especially considering the black and hockey fist, armaments hockey. I could definitely see him doing some Garp, kind of stuff. Power-wise. He needs to up his game. Different power scheme. But yeah, he needs to be up there. Because if Oda doesn't, it's BS. Smoker deserves it. He is one of the most developed characters in One Piece. He is. That is clear. Smoker's, this is you could say, he is probably number 10 on my list of favorite One Piece characters because of his development. He still has somewhat of a chip on his shoulder as an underdog to some degree. His Logia is not one of the most powerful, not one of the clearly, it's not like Akainu's Magma, or even Aokiji, or the Marimara no Mi, or the Yami Yami no Mi, or the Pika Pika no Mi, Kizaru's Light. You know what I'm saying? It's on the low end of the Logia. I could say it's above the Swamp Fruit that Caribou has, but you feel me? It's not like, woo! So yeah, Smoker needs that. He needs that come up. Because of the amount of, symbolism and the amount of character development that Smoker has gotten, that Eiichiro Oda has gifted Smoker with, he needs to come up. If Tashigi could come up, Smoker needs to come up. Now, it is cool that he came up from Captain to Vice Admiral. But please. Number 5. Kong and the Gorosei never fighting. Now, look, man. Ladies and gents. If Kong and the Gorosei never fight, I'm going to be pissed. I've already stated what my views on Kong's power level in a couple different videos. Namely, my top 20, which I've actually, alluded to a few times in this video. Kong needs to go ahead and throw them hands. Period. We've seen Kong one time. He is the commander-in-chief. Commander Kong of the Marines. He takes orders only from the Gorosei. The Gorosei, especially the dude with the sword, they look like they're battle-hardened. They're the leaders of the world government. Forget the Tenru Beetle. Screw them. Tenru Beetle, a.k.a. the World Nobles, a.k.a. the Celestial Dragon. Screw all them. The Gorosei. These dudes gotta be about that life. We have got to see them. And it's not even going to be satisfactory in a flashback. And here's why. Because we're talking Final War stuff. I don't need to say any more about that. If they don't fight, both of them factions, if Kong doesn't throw them hands, and if Gorosei, shoot, I'd be cool if Kong throw them hands against the Gorosei. I'm cool with that as well. But Kong needs to go in, because the dude, I'm telling y'all, is beastly. I'm telling y'all, he's beyond beastly. He's an absolute monster. He's easily Yonko level, period. Gorosei, who knows where they're at? There could be all 5 different kinds of levels, or most of it, Yonko level. I don't know. We just don't know. But they need to throw them hands, period. They need to go in there. They might need to kill a few fools. Drop some casualties on them. Because, how did they even come to power? And also, you got to remember, this Kong was the fleet admiral during Roger's era. And it begs the question, was somebody the commander-chief during Roger's era? There's a possibility of another character. Yeah, but I've been thinking about that for a while now. But anyways, number 6. Oh, that's later, Jazz. Number 6. The Void Sentry never gets explained. Look, man, I don't even really... Y'all know... Y'all should understand the magnitude. If the Void Sentry never gets explained, we spent all this time getting this hype, all this time looking forward to this. And I'm not just saying, this, no. I'm saying a full-on explanation of what happened during the Void Sentry. Maybe even a whole flashback on like some Magi the Labyrinth of Magic currently doing the Alma Toron / flashback arc. We need Void Sentry. A whole century nobody knows about, except maybe the Gorosei. Why was people, the whole island where Nico Robin's from, the Okara massacre, I forget, that whole island wiped out, the whole people. Robin's the lone survivor. Why is reading the poneglyphs so dang? Well, I kind of have a view of it, but anyways, the Void Sentry, man. We need that info, period, because it's pivotal to the story of One Piece. That's why you need to know it. Number 7. The Straw Hats never go to Raftel. That one, again, like the Smoker one, might seem to skip over some people. If the Straw Hats never go to Raftel, and Raftel is where I think the One Piece is, and I've given my thoughts on what the One Piece actually is. You can go check that video out as well. The end of the Grand Line, or it could be another theory which I possibly have as well, dealing with Roger because of what Whitebeard said and because of a few other things. Those Straw Hats never get in the Raftel. After it's been hyped all this time, after it's been a target from day one, more or less, Oda, you just can't do it, period. You just can't do us like this. Number 8, Monkey D. Dragon never meeting and discussing with Luffy. If Luffy never meets his father, Dragon has so much info we need. Whether it be, you could say the discussion about his mom, why is Dragon who he is, why did he go against the Marine, I should say the world government, just about the will of D, just about the Void Century potentially, or at least some parts of it, just about just whole things that we know Dragon knows. Why is Dragon the most wanted man? There's so much info. What happened in Dragon's previous like why does Luffy not even know about Dragon? He didn't even know he had a father. Like, he didn't know his father was alive. Obviously he knew man had to produce, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't know. Why was Garp left raising Luffy? I mean, does Dragon have some kind of relation to Monkey D? I mean, to Goldie Roger? There's so many questions, man. We need that meeting. We need that meeting. I don't care if it's doggone 15 chapters long, a 15 chapter arc. I don't care if it's like, oh, I shouldn't say that. I don't care if it's a full blown arc. Let it be a full blown arc. We need a whole discussion, man. Number 9. No flashbacks revealing the true power of Roger's era. This is dealing with Goldie Roger, Whitebeard, Edward Newgate, Golden Lion Shiki, of course Kong, you know, at that time Admiral Sengoku, Dark King Silver's Rayleigh, at that time Admiral Sengoku, you know, Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp, aka the Fist, aka the Hero. We talk about possible Admiral Zephyr, aka Z. We need to see what these guys were truly capable of. Period. We need them flashbacks. I want to see them flashbacks so we can settle some junk. You know, does Garp have conquerors out? You know, was there continent? Were they planetary dudes? Because I mean, the hype's real to this point. But then again, the hype might not be real because of, for example, what Chinjao could actually do. I don't know, man. But we need these. We need them. I mean, we saw that with the Chinjao Garp situation. And for those who anime, I don't mean to spoil it, but that is what it is. I'm talking about anime only watchers, ladies and gents. Where we on? The last one, because the video is long enough. If at least 2 Yonko aren't killed, and this goes back to the whole thing of Luffy killing them, and I predict that definitely Blackbeard, but potentially Kaido can be killed. Big Mom is questionable. It's questionable because of Lola and a few other elements. But yeah, if at least 2 Yonko aren't killed, and Shanks has a potential of dying in the end of Final War or whatever, because I don't take for Shanks to be killed, you know, for multiple things by Blackbeard. But you know, if at least 2 of the Yonko aren't killed, something screwed up. Oda, you just can't leave characters like these alive, man. It's not, you just can't do it. You cannot do it because of the way you've written these characters. Period. I don't really think, and if I have to explain, I'll explain it to y'all in the comment section below. But for now, this is the end of this video. These are my thoughts. What are yours? The unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe, and till next time, y'all. Peace. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night.